girls' designs. What sets me apart? That I pay attention to detail. Like, I have an eye for detail. I pay attention to the
Testing, 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 testing. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, lovely ladies. Good morning, Powerhouse ladies. What a beautiful room. The decor is beautiful, but you all are beautifuler. I just gave you a new word. My name is Patrice Taylor, and it is my privilege to host what a phenomenal event we are going to have today, this Powerhouse Growth Summit. I, too, am an entrepreneur, a female entrepreneur. Let us hear it for female entrepreneurs. Hey, we rock. We rock. We know it's not an easy road, but we know that we are powerhouses. I want you to look at your neighbor and tell them, what is your powerhouse? Let me tell you what mine is first. My faith. My faith is my powerhouse, because I couldn't do this without the Lord. What is your powerhouse? Look at your neighbor and ask them, what is your powerhouse? Listen, we are going to have a wonderful time of growth, networking, collaboration, and power, energy in the room. Everybody on board with that? Yes. We have a dynamic lineup of speakers today, and guess what? The most important person in the room is who? Exactly. Each of us. We are the VIPs in the room, because we are not going to leave here the way that we walked in. Let me tell you, whenever I go somewhere, I make a commitment that I am going to lean in, and I'm not going to leave the way I came in. Because every opportunity I have is an opportunity to grow. So lean in today, grow, commit that you will be different, even if it's because you met one person who is going to help to catapult you to the next level. Are we ready? Are we ready? Are we ready, powerhouses? We are ready. So before I do anything else, I'd like us to stand. It's not on the program, but I have to do it. I'd like us to stand and have a word of prayer and invite God's presence in here. So, Father, we thank you for this day that you've given to us. We thank you, God, for the opportunity that is being afforded to each and every one of us through the SBDC. And we expect, Lord God, your presence to be here, because you promised to be in the midst of us. And so we believe now, God, that every one of us in this room, we are here for a purpose, on assignment, not by coincidence. And we give you thanks, God, for the growth that is ours today. We claim it in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen. Give yourselves a hand. Just some housekeeping. I know you have your phones on you. Please put it on silent. And commit to tuck that away in your purse or something until you really need it, because we know they could be a distraction. We want to get all that we can get today. Also, restrooms, you go out of the doors that you entered in, and you make the right just a little bit up the hill, and on the left-hand side, you'll see the mosaic blue tiles on the wall. Female restrooms are right there for you. Now, I'd like to establish some protocol in the room, and I'd like to welcome Ambassador, Her Excellency, the Honorable Leslie Miller Bryce, MP for Seabreeze. It's a pleasure to have you, Madam. Mrs. Loretta Butler Turner, who is our keynote speaker today. It is a pleasure to have you, Madam. The awesome Executive Director of the SBDC. Let's give it up for Ms. Samantha Roll. And the equally awesome Ms. Felice Bethel, the Deputy Executive Director of the SBDC. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are starting a little late, and so I am going to run straight into the program. Coming now with opening remarks and introduction of the keynote speaker is Ms. Samantha Roll, again, who I just introduced you to. Let's give it up for her. Energy in the room, powerhouses.
Good morning, Powerhouse Women! Woo! Man, you all look beautiful today. You feel the energy? I feel the power. Ah, gosh. It is my absolute pleasure and joy to welcome each and every one of you here, both those who are joining here in person, but also via Zoom. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So today, we gather as a sisterhood of strength, ambition, and unlimited possibility. Women Unlimited is not only the theme of this year's Women Entrepreneurs Initiative, it's a declaration. It's a reminder that there is no industry, no boardroom, no dream that is off limit to us as women. As we celebrate the third and final cohort of the Women Entrepreneurs Initiative, I want us to pause and recognize what that truly means. Over the years, we've had the privilege of walking alongside hundreds of women entrepreneurs, Bahamian women entrepreneurs, on that journey. Through this initiative, we've funded and provided over $1.3 million across the Bahamas. Many of these women have made remarkable strides in the food and beverage industry, tourism, beauty. But what's even more inspiring is how others have carved out a space in industries once considered off limits. Women have been breaking barriers and boundaries in technology, fitness, construction, and beyond, proving that there is no box big enough to contain a Bahamian woman's potential. These women, and soon to be you, are living proof that women are indeed unlimited. And when we look at the big picture, through all of our programs combined, the SBDC has helped women entrepreneurs across over $30 million in grant, loan, and equity funding. $30 million. That investment over the years has strengthened businesses, created jobs, inspired innovation, opened new doors, and transformed the economic landscape of our islands. It is investment that continues to multiply in the hundreds of women who dare to dream. This morning, I want each of you to step fully into your position as a powerhouse for women-led and women-owned entrepreneurs and businesses. You are part of a growing movement that is reshaping our economy, that is reshaping our country, and that is the power that you hold, Powerhouse Women. As an entrepreneur myself, I understand the challenges. I know about the long nights, I know about the disappointment, but I also know about the reward. And so each time and each moment and sacrifice and doubt, I just want you to understand that that comes with perseverance. Because my powerhouse is resilience. You see, after I pray, I am resilient. I continue on. That's my powerhouse. And so I encourage you to connect with each other, to develop relationships, to ask questions, and to be bold in the spaces you occupy. Show them what it means to be unlimited. And now, it is my absolute pleasure to introduce a woman who truly embodies powerhouse, power. She is a trailblazer, a mentor, an entrepreneur, and a very, very dear friend to the SBDC. This woman goes beyond words, because we could talk about words and description, right? And it's so important to give everyone their flowers while they can embrace it. And so I, as a person, as an individual outside of SBDC, I have received and value her contribution, not only to the SBDC, but to me as a person, as a powerhouse. And so I want all of you to help me to say thank you while we welcome our keynote speaker, Mrs. Loretta Butler-Turner.
Now that's powerful. Good morning, powerhouses. Thank you, Samantha. Thank you very, very much. Good morning, you powerhouse women. God, when I stepped in here this morning, I didn't know what to expect, but the vibe that I felt, I feel it. I feel that you guys are so ready to go out and transform our Bahamian economy. I want to say thank you once again to our executive director, our dynamic Samantha Roll, and Miss Bethel, her deputy, and the amazing team, the distinguished guests, and everyone at SBDC. But most importantly, to you, the powerhouse women entrepreneurs of the Bahamas. And I know we're not all here, so I hope we're being joined virtually as well, so that this can be expanded beyond these confines today. Thank you for the honor of addressing you today. It is indeed a privilege to stand before such a dynamic group of women who are just participating in you're not just participating in our economy, but you're actively shaping its future. We are gathered at the Powerhouse Summit, and that name is no accident. You, each of you are the powerhouse. For generations, Bahamian women have been the backbone of our communities, but today, we are increasingly and undeniably and unapologetically the backbone of our economy. The conversation has shifted, ladies. We're no longer just asking for a seat at the table. We're building new tables. We're moving from essential participants to strategic leaders, from employees to employers, from consumers to creators. The shift is critical. As entrepreneurs, you're not just launching businesses, you're creating jobs. You're solving local problems with innovative solutions. You're diversifying our Bahamian economy that desperately needs new avenues for growth. Your success is inextricably linked to our national development. When you succeed, the Bahamas succeeds. But let's be candid. You heard our executive director. She said that the path of an entrepreneur, especially a woman entrepreneur, is not for the faint of heart. It demands more than just a good idea. It demands grit, it demands determination, and it demands, her faith, resilience. Resilience is that unshakable belief in your why when the how becomes difficult. It is the ability to pivot when a plan fails, to learn from the loss, and to get up that very next morning and try again. Let me repeat that. It is your unshakable belief in your why when the how becomes difficult. Get up every morning, shake off that failure, and let's move forward. Your journey will be defined not by the absence of challenges, but rather by your response to those challenges. So make sure that your response is one that you've learned from the lesson. Let your purpose be your anchor, and let your vision be your compass. Do not let anyone underestimate the power of your resilience, and do not let anyone underestimate the value of your worth. Think of women like Madam C.J. Walker. Not sure if you know her, but she became the first self-made Black millionaire in the United States by creating hair care products for Black women, or even Mary Kay, who founded Mary Kay Cosmetics to empower women with financial independence. They're abroad. I want to take a moment to recognize and applaud our very own homegrown entrepreneur. Right here in the Bahamas today, you've heard about how we've broken barriers and blazed new trails. I want to pause and recognize our very own dynamic powerhouse. You probably know her name, Miss Rexy Roll, who heads up her family airline, Western Air. I want to tell you a little bit about Shirexia. I know both of her parents, Rex and Shani, but Rexy is a homegrown, she's an Andros grown. Andros, not Nassau. Andros homegrown powerhouse entrepreneur who has shattered ceilings in the aviation industry as the president and CEO and general counsel of Western Air, the largest privately owned airline in the Bahamas. Let me tell you, every time I get on a Western Air flight, I know that I better be there or they will be gone. And I know their flights are excellent. So, here she is, a qualified attorney. She uniquely combines sharp legal expertise with top-tier executive leadership, driving the growth of the successful Black-owned family business founded by her parents, who I talked about. Her journey began, though, from working as a baggage handler, from the bottom, as a baggage handler, to taking the helm of the company, and it exemplifies her profound dedication and comprehension of understanding the airline industry. She's only 37 years old. Roll has established herself as a trailblazing figure. She's celebrated for her vision, once again, her resilience, and for unapologetically changing the face of aviation leadership in the Bahamas. Rexy is indeed a powerhouse woman entrepreneur, shaping the new Bahamian economy and connecting us not only from island to island, but now internationally. So women like her and their journeys are testaments to the power of unwavering belief, determination, and resilience. So you powerhouses, as you build, always remember to lift those that are coming behind. The powerhouse we are creating is not a solitary tower, it's a network. It's a grid. The success of one woman in this room should be seen as an opportunity for all of us. I hope you have your business cards. I hope you're sharing them. This is where you're going to network. Look around you. This room of women, this here is your greatest resource. Let's support each other. Let's shop at home. Let us remember that we have some of the world's most outstanding designers and creators here. So next Black Friday, let's take all that money that we plan to spend in Florida and let's spend it right here, changing the Bahamian economy. These women in here are our future partners, mentors, clients, and support system. Compete. Yes, you must compete, but collaborate more. Share your knowledge. Mentor the young woman that's just starting out. Be the leader you wished you had when you began your journey. You're the third cohort of incredible women entrepreneurs in this initiative. You are innovators. You are community builders. You are the architects of the new Bahamian economy. So as you go into your panels and networking today, I want you to connect, to learn, and to be inspired. Go out and build your empires. Build them with vision, build them with resilience, and build them together. But I just want to leave you with a little bit of advice before I take my seat. This is a critical piece of advice. Building a successful business is one thing. Building a sustainable legacy is another. A powerhouse does not just shine, it endures. And endurance is built on structure and integrity. Sustaining your success means adhering to the rules of engagement, of business. It's not the most glamorous part of entrepreneurship, but Samantha and the team at SBDC will tell you it is the most critical. Pay your taxes, pay your NIB and your business fees. This is non-negotiable. This is the foundation of your legitimacy. Lasting enterprise, it means compensating your employees fairly and treating them with respect. You cannot build an empire alone. Your team is your greatest asset. So building the loyalty of your team builds your strength. It means protecting what you build. Ensure that you are incorporated properly under our company laws. This isn't just paperwork. It is your shield. It limits your personal liability. Remember this. Do not expose your business to liability because things will happen. It creates a distinct entity that can grow, secure assets, and outlive any single challenge. That is important. And finally, it means planning for the future. A true legacy, a powerhouse outlives its founder. I talked about Madam C.J. Walker. I think Mary Kay products are still being sold today. I talked about Mary Kay. And of course, we can look right around our various families that have enduring legacies. So have a succession plan, whether it passes to your family, to a key employee, or through a sale. You must build a business that can thrive beyond you. That makes you a powerhouse. You're not just building a job for yourself. You're building an institution, a powerhouse that will fuel our nation, our Bahamas, for generations to come. Now, powerhouses, go out and build your legacy. Thank you.
That was, y'all aren't clapping the way that was. I saw someone the other day doing this little, what is that? This little, okay, that deserves that, right? That was a powerhouse presentation. Thank you so much. I was writing, I couldn't write fast enough. Because I'm a writer, I like to write because that's how I retain. And I got so many things. If you all didn't get it, take some from my notes. We're building new tables. Who heard that? This is about national development, right? We have to have an unshakable belief in our why. We have to know our purpose. We have to have an unshakable belief in our why. Why are we doing this? If you don't know the why, get out of business. Because you're just going to be going through the motions. You have to identify with purpose first and foremost. And she said it so well. Let your purpose be your anchor. Build your empire. Build your legacy. Y'all see that young man there? Y'all think he's just standing there holding up the wall, right? I mentor him. He works in my business with me. He's here to support me, but he's also here to garner whatever information he can. I thought it was important for him to be in the room. Nothing happens on our own. We have to build legacy. I'm not going to be here forever. I want to teach him everything that I know. I want to teach him everything that I know because at the end of the day, that's the multiplication effect. Your business has to stand after you're gone. Create legacy. Your team is your greatest asset. Build a business that can thrive beyond you. Madam, thank you. Let's give it up again because those were powerful powerhouse nuggets. So moving right along, we have an activity for you. Something coming up on the screen, correct? Okay. So what's going to happen is, in one word, there you go. Take your phones out. This is where you need your phone. This is where you're going to need your phone. And just scan that QR code there. And you will see two questions that you have 2 minutes. to respond to. In one word, what do you hope to gain from this summit? And which foundational aspect of your business currently requires most attention? Anybody having difficulty with the QR code? And for those of you that are online, our virtual attendees, I've not forgotten you. Y'all give it up for the virtual attendees. Can we get some thinking music just for a couple seconds while they're working on the survey? Ah, that's like it. How are we looking? Are you done? Anyone need assistance with the QR code? Someone's coming. I'll tell you all a little fun fact while we're waiting. Those of you that are finished, did you know that in the Caribbean, women own more than 40% of small businesses? Did you know that? And guess what? Less than 20% of that 40% export their products internationally. Now, isn't that a tis-tis? Tis-tis-tis. So what that tells us, though, not only is it a tis-tis, it's also an opportunity. It's an opportunity for us to think bigger, think larger, think about the market. There's such a big world all around us. So as you grow your vision, ensure that your vision goes beyond the confines of our country. Start thinking, how am I going to brand myself? Send myself to other parts of the world. So that's just a fun fact for you. Are we done? Okay, so wrap up. So that's a wrap. We're good with okay, perfect. Okay, so we'll just keep it moving. Now we're going into a very exciting portion of our program where we're going to go on with the panel discussion, the first panel discussion. And this morning, we have some powerhouses here. Our first panelist that I'd like to introduce to you is Ms. Keishel Davis, entrepreneur of entrepreneurs. And I personally can say that she is a mentor of mine. So proud to say that. She is the CEO of the Training Authority and a master business coach for Hello 7. Also, we have Ms. Shantae Bacon, who is virtual, but still, let's give her some love. Good morning, Shantae, we see you. She is the founder and CEO of 135 Agency, New York. Let's show her some love. We have Mr. Sante Small, who is the co-owner of the Oasis Bar and Bistro. You're not giving up some, I don't wear the power, I don't wear the energy in the room. And we have the dynamic Ms. Blair Evans, Innovation Manager of the SBDC. And I'm gonna just mosey on up there and sure, I didn't pay him to do that. Good morning, ladies. I feel so privileged to be in the presence of such greatness. One thing that I've observed about the SBDC is it's packed with millennials. Isn't that so wonderful? It's packed with beautiful, passionate millennials. I want to give them a hand for that. Okay, so guess what just happened? What y'all think happened? I lost my spot. But that's okay. I'm going to tell y'all a little bit about me. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to tell y'all a little bit about my journey in 1 minute because Nicholas is so great, he's going to find that. So some 5 years ago, I would not have been sitting here with you as a moderator. COVID happened. I was in the private banking sector as an HR manager, VP of HR for one of the offshore banks. And COVID happened, and life changed for me. I got a 3-minute phone call, and my CEO, I had been at that company for 23 years, my CEO said to me, well, you know, Patrice, the business has changed, and COVID has happened, and it's never going to be the same again. And we're going to have to let a few people go, 13 people, and you're going to be one of them. And that was a 3-minute phone call after a 23-year career at that company. Somebody say in this room, when you don't know when it's time to get out, life will happen. So I got pushed into purpose. It didn't happen to me, it happened for me. And as a result, I'm now an entrepreneur with my own business, operating Hepzibah HR training and consulting. We are a leadership brand. Our aim is to grow and to develop leaders because we believe that everything rises and falls on leadership. If we get leadership right, everything under it lines up. And so I'm grateful to be here today. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. Okay. So today, the theme of this panel is strategy. The focus is strategy, the customer experience, and branding. And every one of you ladies are well qualified to speak on this topic. Now, as we know, every successful business starts with a strong foundation. I looked at those at CNN last night, and I saw in North Carolina some homes that were falling into the sea. I don't know if anyone else saw that. And my first question to my husband was, well, what kind of foundation they had? Because they were built next to the sea, right? And without a strong foundation, we know what happens. Calamity, disaster, brokenness. So this conversation now is to explore how you as women entrepreneurs can sharpen your strategy, how you can strengthen your brand story, and create unforgettable customer experience that drive loyalty and growth. These panelists before you, will share real-world insights on defining your value, positioning your business for success, and connecting meaningfully with your audience. Because when your foundation is strong, your business can scale with confidence. So, my first question, what does a strong foundation mean to you? And I'm going to give each of you ladies an opportunity to speak on that. What does a strong foundation mean to you? You do have mic.
Can you hear me? Yes? Okay. No?
Can we get some more volume on the mic?
A strong foundation, testing 1, 2, 3. So there's a lot of ways it could be answered, but from a business standpoint, to me, a strong foundation is one or business that has, first of all, clarity in who you serve and the problem that you solve. Who you serve, the problem that you solve. You're really not in a business or a sustainable business or a strong business with a foundation if you do not know the exact problem you solve for your clients, how you solve it, and who you solve it for.
Excellent.
So if I may add, good day everyone. Thank you for this opportunity to be among such great women and powerhouses in our own rights in every factor and every industry. So when you talk about strong foundation of your business, I think what comes to mind for me is two things. One, vision. Yes. Without vision, truly your business cannot thrive. You cannot thrive within yourself and how you operate. Like you said, leadership is very important. Knowing where you're going, that big picture, helps you to be able to develop the type of systems, the type of business, the type of brand that would withstand that. Because when you're trying to build just for the day, it will just be, you'll make a lot of mistakes. But when you're building for the bigger picture, I think you invest more, you do more, you handle things differently. And the next thing that comes to mind is values. I think what helps a business to sustain, to be a strong foundation, is the values that you have for yourself and for your business. Integrity, respect, quality. Because there will come a time where there's a pandemic, but how you handle your employees matter. There's a time when you have to deal with a customer, and your kindness, respect, integrity matters. The way that you operate payroll, and when you have to be honest with gratuity, you have to ensure that all of your systems align with those core values so that your business could withstand. And I think those are important in your foundation.
Awesome.
I definitely was going to say values. Good morning, everyone. But I also think it's a combination of passion, values, and for me, one of my values is excellence, so doing everything well. And when you have those values set, you make sure that that's embedded into everything that you do. So that really sets the foundation of your business.
Wow. Awesome. Values. Values are important. And so I'd like to ask you, Kishelle, when did you begin laying your foundation in the early days of your business? How did you do it? Sorry.
Yeah, so I was always an entrepreneur. So I knew myself, I was selling, my first thing that I sold was sterling silver. So I loved silver jewelry back then. And, but I left my good government job in 2008 to go into my business full time. And the foundation to me, there were two things. One, it was relationships. There were people, of course, leaving a job that was a well-paying job at that time. In my 20s, people thought I was crazy. I was moving up in the position, but I knew what was calling me, purpose. But there were two women back then who said to me, Kishelle, go after your dreams. Whatever you go through, we're going to be here for you. And that meant so much to me because I knew that I had two people. If there was no one else in the world, I had two people who were already in business, who were much older than I was, to support me and go through that journey. So that's number one. And two, purpose. I truly believed in what I was doing, and I believed that despite the challenges that I went through in my first year in business, and persons who have heard me spoke knew that I had a brutal first year in business, but I kept going back to, do I believe this is what I was supposed to do? Yeah. And no matter how difficult it got, the answer kept being yes. And so I kept just going after the next step, waking up as Dr. Loretta says, they call it Dr. Loretta. Just no matter how difficult it got, I rooted myself back in, is this something that I'm supposed to be doing? And if it was yes, I can get through the next day or difficulty.
Absolutely. I know about 3 months of nothing coming in, and you start to question, God, why did you push me out here if you're not going to provide for me?
Yes.
And you want to go back and say, okay, let me look for a job. But purpose, when you go back to the why, absolutely. I want to pull Miss, I just gave you a title. Shante, I must be speaking prophetically. Dr. Shante Bacon. I'd like to ask you, this is a double question for you. Just as I started with the other panelists, I'd like to ask you what a strong foundation means to you. And then how did you build that foundation as you got started?
Sure. Hi, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for having me. I feel honored to be on this panel. I love everything about Bahamas. I live in New York, so I'm in New York City right now, but it's nothing like the majesty of the Bahamas, seriously. I have had my business for 21 years. It'll be 22 on January 5th. And what experience has taught me after all this time is that a strong foundation means that your business is able to successfully navigate change and not waver too much, right? So after 21 years, we've had a mortgage meltdown, 2 recessions, 2 Trump administrations, a COVID pandemic. Every single time something happens that you're not able to control, it's going to affect your business. It's going to affect your clients. It's going to affect, your pipeline of revenue. And every single time something happens, and right now what's affecting every business is AI. And, running towards change and not away from it is the best possible thing. In every single thing that happens, you have to be ready and have a plan to pivot. Now, you're not going to be able to tell what's coming, but when it does come, you have a strong business when you don't just close and go out of business, because every single thing that happens, a lot of businesses are not able to withstand the change, so they close. But a business that's built with a strong foundation, a strong name, a strong value system, a strong team, a strong reputation, and a tech-savvy mentality where they can pivot to whatever the new technological innovation is, that business is going to survive because they're going to pivot and recreate the way that they service their customers and even expand their customer base if they're really good at, kind of embracing change.
Absolutely right. If COVID taught us anything, it was the word pivot, right? We sure learned the true meaning of what it means to pivot. Absolutely. I'd like to ask a question here of DeSante. What are some ways that small businesses, because we have a room full of small business owners, can create unforgettable customer experiences?
So the very first thing is understanding.
Let me interject.
Oh.
Sometimes we don't have a large budget.
Okay.
Let's add that caveat there.
That's fine. I don't have a large budget either. I think the very first thing is quality product or service. So start there. What are you selling? And making sure that represents the quality, right? The next thing is, and this is something I learned when I did door-to-door sales, is that you have to understand your customers' hotspots. Not everyone, when we say good customer service, that does not mean the same thing for everyone. So for me, good customer service is convenience. Are you making my life easier, more efficient? That's what I value. And for some people, that's not what they value. Especially in our culture, some people like the extra conversation, the good morning, good afternoon, how was your day, or you look good today, all this different stuff. And so I think what is very clear is that how do you build this is by being observant, listening more than talking, understanding, and also do not be afraid to actually ask. A lot of times when we talk about customers, we do not do enough market research. So whether it's a small lunch Whether it's a room like this is potentially your customers, ask them, what do you value? What is important to you? Ensure that you understand that when you're shaping out your product, your services, your brand, understand from your customers. And then also, do not take your customers for granted, your return customers. So again, from time to time, feedback surveys are important. Ask them, how can I enhance your service? Because again, all of us sitting up here, we could all in this room, we could share how good or what good customer service is to us or what a good experience is to us. But what you need to do is tailor that to your customers and understand from them what they need. So listen, get feedback. Surveys are free. We just did one. I think I saw Zoho was the platform. Utilize these tools to gain feedback. Ask the questions. And like this room today, use this information, ask the questions. And I think you could be able to create those experiences from that information.
Ooh, that's so good. Let's give it up for that. There's the 3L principle that I like to share with my clients. Listen, and you said it, then you learn, and now you're ready to lead. Listen, learn, and then lead. And you said it so well. Yes. Absolutely. Blair, let me ask you to give some advice to our ladies, to our powerhouses out there. What are some of the ways that they can create, sorry. Okay. How would you balance being authentic and professional in your brand voice? Is there room for vulnerability in business branding? So talk to them about building their brand using authenticity and professionalism.
Yes. All right. So I touched on values earlier, and that goes for not just yourself, but also your brand. So identifying what are your brand values, and then you're able to identify what your brand voice will be, what your imagery will be. So all of it ties back into those values, right? So when you're able to identify your voice, you can identify what is important for me to communicate to my clients and make sure that is embedded in all of the communications that you have with them. So if your goal is to sound professional, then you need to make sure that your captions on Instagram, your emails, your tone of voice when speaking on the phone, all of it needs to tie back to that one word, professional, right? If you want to be authentic, maybe including some personal stories, making sure people know you and not just your business, right? So there are different ways that you can do it based on what you want to come across as your brand.
Awesome. And this is a final question for every one of you. If you had to rebuild your business tomorrow, and I want you in the audience to think about this. If you had to start over tomorrow with your business from scratch, what are the 3 foundational pieces you would use to build first, and why? 3 foundational pieces. You only had 3 to restart, rebuild.
Yeah. So for me, and Patrice, you'll know this. You'll smile when you hear this. First of all, it's pricing. We underprice as women. We underprice our products, our services, for many reasons we don't have time to go into.
Yes. I believe that deserves a hand clap. She preaching to me.
Yes. And so I would make sure that my pricing is profitable and it's not pleasing people. So that's 1. 2, I would make sure that I have a very clear offer that I know that my clients want, and just one offer to focus on. Because it's easy to sell 2, 3, 4, 5 offers, and we get so distracted or so burned out or overworked. I would make sure that I have one offer and I focus on that one offer to get me to hit my revenue goals. And then the third would be, I would make sure that I have a consistent way of getting that offer in front of new clients every single month. So we have, there's a concept of building the audience, and it's great to have an audience. When I started my business, my audience was my immediate family and friends, and then I expanded. But there comes a point in time when you can burn out that audience, when your audience have either worked with you already or have served you, and you have to find a way every single month, not from time to time or when you feel like it or when you have capacity. Every single month, I would make sure that I have a way of getting in front of new people and introducing my offer to build new clientele and to expand. So pricing, a clear offer that I can focus on to get to that revenue goal, and a clear way of selling that offer and introducing that offer to new people every month.
Absolutely. That's awesome. Let's give her a hand for that. That's great advice.
So I think for us, my husband and I, Chef Corey, when we started the Bush Cook, that's where we started. And even now with Oasis, I think what we've done in each step of the way is we always underestimated what we were creating. And in doing so, I think if I had to start all over, we would very quickly from the beginning communicate our vision. We always knew it, but we didn't communicate that with our team. We didn't share that with our team. And as of late, Corey's been saying, sometimes we have to share the vision so people could buy in, so that people could invest sooner, that people could really pour in. And so I'm learning that from him. So I'll say that one. Yes. Two, I would invest in the right people sooner. So again, when we started the Bush Cook, you're just looking for a cook. You know, you only asking certain things, even with Oasis. And now you're asking the value-related questions. Not just does your talent align with my goals, but does your values align? Do you show up in excellence? Are you on time? Are you respectful? Are you kind? Are you contributing to the culture that I'm creating here? Or are you pulling away from that? So I think now, being where I am, if I could do this 10 years ago, I would definitely invest in the right people sooner. And thirdly, paperwork, especially when it comes to operations. When we had the vision, it was really Corey in the back of house, me in the front of house, and us having help along the way. But now when you have 70 staff, you know, it's a lot to manage. And so along the way, we've had the opportunity to develop it. If I had known then what I know now, I would have done a lot of more paperwork, putting those expectations in writing, putting those standards in writing to make sure that my team knew exactly what we wanted to accomplish. It would have sped up the process a little bit, but we've definitely learned, and I'm grateful for where we are today. But those would be my 3 areas that I would get in right away.
Awesome.
So I would say research. So for me, I always had bright ideas, passions, and vision, right? But doing the market research to understand, okay, this is a great idea, but is this actually a business, and is this what people want? You know, is there an audience for this, you know, in the Bahamas, you know? If not, being able to identify a different audience. So I would say start there, getting the data to make sure that this is a viable idea. Then I would also say personal growth, you know, building your own capacity to be able to take on this vision, and in that also confidence to be able to go out there and sell what it is that you're doing, and being able to speak confidently about what you offer.
Wow, awesome. Shantae? Is Shantae still with us? Yes.
Those were all so amazing, every single one of those answers. And also, please let me just say, the Bush Cook, that is like top tier, life-changing food.
You a Bahamian, Shantae. You a Bahamian.
I own a place on Paradise Island at One Ocean, and so Bush Cook, like, I'm telling you, the brands, the culture, all of it, like, top tier. Top tier. Anytime you're looking to expand, definitely come to Harlem. We definitely need it.
What?
Definitely. So I want to say these 3 things that I hope that I'm gonna say kind of like a top label for it, but it could take on many tentacles underneath. But if you are a business owner thinking about a business or had a business for a certain amount of time, the 3 things that you probably want to invest most of your time in if you are rebuilding a business right now is, number 1, think about what your long game is, because after a while, your lifestyle is going to change. You may get married, you may have babies, you may have to take care of an elderly parent. Something may change that makes your time more limited. You may have a health challenge to deal with. You have no idea. So you may not be able to always run the business at the level you run it at when you are on fire, you're excited, you just start, and you have all of this time to live in the business. What happens when you want to figure out how to, you keep hearing this buzzword, passive income, right? Instagram is full of a bunch of coaches and gurus that are going to sell you on how to create passive income. The first thing to know is that passive income is complete BS. Even the people who are getting, printing money in their sleep, they had to put a lot of work in on the
That's
front end
right.
to set up systems and automation to make that cash flow passive, right? That's the part that they don't talk to you about, is setting up the systems and the automation. The only way to set up passive income is to set up systems and automation. The only way to set up systems and automation is to build a community, right, around your business. So there's audience and then there's community. From the minute you start the business or you're beginning to remodel it, you have to think to yourself, who are my people? Because your main goal of building a business that lasts way beyond you and your kids and your grandkids is the community that you build around it. What topic are you going to talk about, never get tired of, always want to keep learning about it, and you can attract community around it? Because that is how a business lasts forever, right? The thing about it is that finding your people and building community is easier than ever with the algorithms the way that they are set up now, because they've realized that it's really, have anybody here ever heard of a guy named Gary V? He's like this big social media, personality. Okay, so he had a video, you can Google it, and he said it shouldn't be called social media anymore. It should be called interest media, because Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all of those algorithms are now built around interests. The reason why they're built around interests is because they want you to build around community, because that is the behavior of the social media viewer and consumer. You find your people by building a community around the topic that you are an expert on. So that's the first thing, is if you can go super deep on the topic that you're an expert on and build a community around it, that is the long game for your business. The second thing is productizing. If you have a service based business, you do eyelashes, you do hair, you have a law firm, you any kind of service, a massage therapist, whatever it is, a yoga teacher, whatever it is, there's going to be a point where you physically cannot continue to service the clients because you got older, because you got married, because you have 3 kids, because whatever that is. What can sell when you're asleep or on the other side of the world in Timbuktu? That is your product. And finding as many different ways to productize your offer, that is what's going to keep your business alive for 100 years.
Yeah.
Something that can be recession proof, Trump proof, pandemic proof, is the productizing piece. And the third and final thing is to not be left behind when technology innovates, like AI. Just run towards it. There's a lot of mystery, especially in the Black community, around AI. It's going to steal your jobs. Oh, it's listening to you. Oh, it is,
The devil.
they're watching you. They're going to put a
They call
chip
it
in
the
you.
devil.
Oh, it's the devil. Trust me, if you're walking around with a cell phone, already being tracked. You're already being tracked. Your cell
That's
phone
right.
can tell people how many hours you slept. It could tell you how many steps you took, what your calls are, where on earth you are at every moment. So I would just take that fear away. I tell my clients, if you're worried about being tracked, get rid of your cell phone. And other than
And every day
run
when
toward it.
you watch it, I go on the computer.
So that is the thing. Just run towards all that innovation. Right now, you can be on AI and you can cut your team in half and build agents that cover a lot of the stuff that you were paying a lot of money for, if you take your time to build the right agent. I am talking to my robots all day long. I train them to talk like me. When I tell you, sometimes it says back to me, no ma'am, the same way I say no ma'am.
He's trained as
It
well.
will do those things. And it'll even go as deep as saying, do you want me to agree with you or do you want me to push you on this? It will say that to you. Like, like a straight convo with a strategy partner. So I would say the best thing you could do for your business is run deep. There's two sites I want to leave everybody in this room with because they will change your life. Lovable.dev. Write that down. LOVALE.dev. Whatever your business is,
Lovable.dev. Is that what you're saying, Shantae?
No, lovable.
Lovable.dev.
yeah.
Okay.
So, and this was another thing from that you'll hear a lot of gurus talking about, including Gary Vee.
Lovable.
What
L-O-V-E-A-B-L-E. Lovable.
Dot.
Drop it in the chat.
Okay, check the chat.
I'm gonna drop.
Lovable.
Lovable.
Okay,
dev.
.dev, like development?
Like development.
Lovable.dev.
DEV.
Got it.
And what's the second site?
So what Lovable will do for you is if you're like, hey,
She didn't get it.
Just a minute, we'll get the second site. Shantae, there.
if you say I really like decorating or braiding hair or whatever it is or doing window displays, you can create a test site, put it out there, and figure out if the market wants this thing, and you can create a website in a day. Whatever it is that you want to create. The second one for everybody here, there's so many but I'm gonna pick two. The second one is if you really want like really good analysis and thinking, ChatGPT is great, but when you want like something that if you like your 20-year plan, I want to build a 20-story building, headquarters. Please tell me how much it costs. What does the business plan have to have in it? What does the document look like to raise investments? You definitely want to dig in deep on Gemini. It's
Gemini.
Like keep pushing, and that's Google Gemini, right? You have Nano Banana can create the image for you, the mock-up, and show you what it would look like. You have the VO3 piece that can do the video for you, but the deep research, I mean, business plan, strategy, what does it look like? You need $11 million. Here's how the $11 million will be spent. Deep.
Awesome.
Oh, I'm sorry. There are a lot of. Did you guys not get any of that?
Yes, we got it. We got you. And we want to let you know how much we appreciate what we got from you. These powerhouses are going to let you know that right now. So we heard some very strong, advice from our panelists as well as from Shantae virtually. And some of the key words that I got: vision, purpose. Shout them out. Values, passion, excellence, research, pricing, community, paperwork, SOPs, standard operating procedures, structure. Integrity, guess what? We could end it right there. Because if you don't have integrity, nothing else will work. Let's hear it for this powerhouse team. Thank you very much. And so we're moving right along very quickly. And there are a couple of more. The QR code is going to go up right now because we have another survey for you. Please get involved with the survey. It's very important. As they bring, there you go. Could have some music. We have one more minute to do that. Let me hear it from the powerhouses who are done. Woo, woo, woo! How's the energy level? Still charged up, fired up, ready to go? Well, we have another panel discussion coming up. You thought that one was great. Oh my goodness. It's hard to match what just happened just now with all those powerhouses. But guess what? We going from glory to glory to glory. So there's more coming. How many got some good notes from that? That's what, we're gonna be transformed by the time we leave here. So I think we're good to move on to our, no, okay, we're not good yet. So I'd like you to put up on the screen, please, if the AV team could put up on the screen my little jingle. I want a volunteer. I want a brave volunteer. Listen, entrepreneurship requires courage. Courage. I love it. Come on up. Come on up. Your powerhouse, let's clap her up. Let's go. I love it. Come on up. Come on up. How are you? What's your name? This is Rondi Trico. Rondi, let's hear it for Rondi. Rondi, what's your powerhouse?
My powerhouse is also resilience.
Awesome. Rondi, what's your business?
My business is called Junkanu Jitney.
Junkanu Jitney, I love the name.
Yes.
Tell us in 1 second what you do.
I take kids into the Junkanu Shack and I show them how science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics apply to the Junkanu product and how we get from the shack to the street.
Woo! But look at that. I gave her 1 minute. She knows her business. 1 second. 1 second. But listen, you see how important it is to know to have your elevator pitch? When people ask you what you do, are you umming and ahhing and looking up in the ceiling, or are you just eloquently letting it roll off the tongue? Isn't that wonderful? That is what it's about. That's what those ladies spoke about up there. You have to know your product. You have to know who you serve. And you have to have the passion for it.
Yes,
now you could sing?
I do sing.
Oh my gosh, you came up here. You must have known you were going to be leading the song.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
Wow.
Listen, y'all stand up. We have our panelists are getting ready to come up, but please stand. Please stand. Y'all been sitting for a while. Stretch, smile.
I know the song.
So y'all know that song, I Am a Promise?
That's it.
Who knows that song? Well, we have an adaptation of that today. Because we are what? Powerhouses, right? So, let's go. You're going to lead this song. The words are right there. And guess what? Y'all are the backup. So when we get to the chorus, y'all know what to do, right? Okay, let's do it.
I am a powerhouse. I am a possibility. I am a powerhouse with a capital P. I am a bold, brave bundle of creativity. And I am learning to use my voice, and I am rising to make the right choice. I am a powerhouse to be everything God designed me to be. I can build my dream and help others grow. I can lead them with grace everywhere I go. I can shine my light, let the whole world see. I am a powerhouse, that's me. Oh, I'm a powerhouse. I am a possibility. I am a powerhouse with a capital P. I am a bold, brave bundle of creativity. And I am learning to use my voice, and I am rising to make the right choice. I am a powerhouse to be everything God loved me to be.
Thank you. Let's give her a hand. Wasn't that awesome? Woo! Listen, I love it. That's what it's all about. We are powerhouses. Take your seats. We are going to go into our second panel. And I'd like to introduce you to our panelists. First, we have Ambassador, Her Excellency, Leslie Miller Bryce, Member of Parliament for Seabreeze. Please, let's warmly welcome Ambassador, Her Excellency. We have Ms. Erin Brown, who is the CEO of Erin Brown Connects, Disability and Inclusion Advocate. We have Ms. Wellnesia Ramsey, founder of Tiny Tots Organics. And we have the lone gentleman among the crew, Mr. Carlos Palacios, founder, managing director, principal of Braun Bahamas. Let's warmly welcome Mr. Palacios as well. Okay. Testing. Can you hear me? Testing. Better? No, not really. Testing. That's better, right? Okay, perfect. So, good morning again and welcome, panelists.
Good morning.
It's a pleasure to be here among such powerhouses. And so this segment of our panel, this is our second panel in this segment, we are going to be focusing on leadership, a topic that is near and dear to my heart, as well as we'll be talking about innovation, technology, operations and efficiency, and emerging industries. Because today the business landscape is evolving, and women are leading the change. This forward-looking discussion is going to highlight how women entrepreneurs are breaking barriers in emerging industries, embracing technology, and redefining what leadership looks like. From digital transformation to operational excellence, these panelists will explore how women can shape the future of business through innovation, collaboration, and bold, limitless vision. I love it. We've already talked about how to build a solid foundation. Now we're going to turn our attention to what's next, the future. This conversation is about breaking boundaries. from integrating technology and streamlining operations. And first and foremost, I'd like to ask every one of the panelists to consider this question. The future of business is changing rapidly. What role do you see women playing in leading that transformation? And I'd like any one of you to begin. Do you all have the pen?
Testing, yes, loud and clear. Good morning to you phenomenal women seated here in this room, you powerhouses. And to Ms. Sam, thank you so much for inviting me to be here today. If you look around this room, the transformation of our country and the world has definitely already begun. Just the fact that you're all seated here in this room, this is transformation. So give yourselves a round of applause. As for me, we are breaking the barriers, we're kicking down the doors, and I know Ms. Loretta said earlier that we're building the tables, but we're also turning the tables over as well.
I love it, yes,
and
absolutely.
We are demanding our seats at the table. For me, I'm doing it with grace. I'm doing it in a very loving and kind way. As women, we are empathetic and we lead in so many different ways. And I just see the landscape changing. It's changing because women are willing to do the work. We're no longer afraid to say how we feel. We're no longer standing behind the men and wanting them to take the lead. We're taking the charge. And it means that we're now confident women in who we are. We understand that our roles can be dual. We can remain respectful, but we're going to stand there with much confidence and say, I know how to do exactly what it is that you're doing. And so I applaud all of the women here in this room today. I applaud all of the women leaders. Let's just continue to do what it is that we do because we're definitely born to lead.
Absolutely born to lead. I see you're ready. Go right ahead.
I am. I love to tell people that, you know, women take things to the next level. And I always say it's important for women to sit at the table because now we can fight for what it is that we need and you can speak something to a man, it may be heard, but it's unlikely that it's going to be acted on. But when we have people that look like us at the table, we know that it will be taken a step further. We have someone that's actively going to fight on our behalf. That is very important. So now you have inclusion and diversity, which it stands out a lot. So for things as simple as maternity leave, we can have that challenged in the workplace. We could have things as structural hours challenged in the workplace because a lot of women are mothers, family women, wives. We can now sit at the table and we can demand, okay, our work hours need to look different. COVID taught us that companies are able to pivot and to take a different route in order to get things done. So no longer do we have to hear, we can no longer include you or we can no longer do what it is that we need to do in order to have you at the table, or we can easily replace you with a man. COVID showed us that these things are doable. We are needed in the workforce. We bring a certain drive that men just can't bring.
They say if you want to get it done right, ask a woman. Y'all heard that before, right? Y'all heard that before. Mr. Palacios, I come to you last. Because you are in the hot seat. Okay.
So,
Go for it.
because I was saying, I wonder if I should let him go before.
Go for it.
And so for me, I see women, particularly those living with lived experiences of disabilities and barriers, leading transformations by reframing leadership around empathy, around accessibility and innovation. Inclusive leadership is not a soft skill. It's a strategic advantage. And we're building businesses that prioritize people, purpose, and performance equitably. And that is how I see women leading our role in the future.
Equity, I love it. Thank you. Now the man of the hour.
Well, thank you all very much. It's been a pleasure. I'll just bow now. Good afternoon, everyone. Morning, everyone. How are you doing? Good. So before, when I got a call from the SBDC, and I've known Sam for a long time, the first thing I said was, you do know you called Carlos and not Star, my wife, right? For an all-women's panel. And the first person who I spoke to about being prepared for this was actually my 8-year-old daughter, Cairo. Wow. And I said, Cairo, Daddy has been invited to a room full of ladies and on a panel full of ladies to talk about women in business. What should I say? And she said, Daddy, tell them what you tell me. Daddy, tell them what you tell me. So if I was to talk as if I'm sharing from the heart, as if I'm sharing all that I know about business, and if I spoke to the future of women-led businesses, I would say, first of all, believe in yourself.
Oh, that's awesome. Whenever
you come to a table, whether you built the table, flipped the table over, there's many table analogies that were brought. First of all, have the unwavering belief in yourself, that one, you deserve to be there. Two, the table God made for you to sit at was made for that seat that has your name on it.
Yes, yes.
So what does that mean? If you don't sit in that seat, there is no one who can fill it. There is no other woman, no other man, no other whatever, because your seat at every table only has your name on it. So how does that translate in a meaningful, material way? At Braun, 60% of our managers are women. Why are 60% of our managers women? And I'm in the construction industry, so architecture, engineering, project management, things that are largely globally dominated by men, largely. And most of the tables and the seats I sit at, as well as our female leaders sit at, are dominated by men. Men who are often do not look like us, men who are a lot older than us, and men who oftentimes underestimate us. And being a young black man, I obviously fit into certain categories. So being a young black woman, you fit in another category. Absolutely. But we all have a lot in common. And what I want to say, and what I say to our team is, first of all, you, are qualified to be there. Second of all, your voice will always be heard. And it's how you communicate that voice. Make sure you have the fundamentals of what you're doing down pat. No one should ever be able to question you on anything technical, because you know the background of what you're speaking about, and you are qualified to be there. So when we talk about business, see yourself in the seat that God made for you. Make sure that you learn, grow, and that's the financial, legal, HR. Understand how every dollar flows through your business, and no one will ever limit your potential, and no one will keep you away from any table that God made for you. Thank you so much.
Wow, that is amazing. If I were to sum that up, I'd say to each of you, you belong in the room. Yes. You belong in the room, right? Oh, that is just awesome. Sir? Yes, you were in your seat among here with these women. This was your seat. I love it. Oh, wow. So then how do you lead with a limitless mindset when it comes to growth or entering new markets? Because we're talking about innovation. How do you now lead with a limitless mindset? One that will help you to stay future-focused in your leadership. Yes, Ambassador. I see you on the edge of your seat ready to answer that.
I lead limitless in everything that I do. One thing that I want every woman in this room to know is that collaboration is important. I ask 10,000 million questions. I will call anyone that I see doing something great, and I will ask them, how did you do that? How were you effective? Did it work for you or did it not? Can you teach me? Every room that I sit in, every office space that I take up, any task that I'm given, I ask questions to those who have been there before me. Don't be afraid to ask. Don't walk into a room and feel as though you know everything. Don't go into a particular arena or a particular business and you're not sure. Get a mentor, get a friend, get someone who knows the industry and who's done it and who may be doing it better than you are, but you're there to learn. And that's why we're here in this room today, because we're all here to learn and to grow from each other. For me, like I say, I ask questions. Just recently, I launched Seabreeze business website. So I'm not afraid of innovation. I'm not afraid of technology. I'm not afraid of being limitless because I believe in thinking outside of the box. I believe in giving people what I would want someone to give me. And that is how I lead. And to every woman sitting here in this space today, I want you to do the same thing with your business, with your products, whatever it is that you're delivering. Be sure that you deliver it on a level that you would want to accept it from someone. And don't be afraid of criticism. As you all know, we get criticized, and it's okay. Yes. It's okay, because just know that the space that you're occupying is where you're supposed to be. I do absolutely nothing without getting direction and God's guidance. Absolutely. So don't be afraid to ask, don't be afraid to step out of the box, don't be afraid to be different, don't be afraid to stand on a corner and give out your flyers. Don't be afraid if someone thinks your idea is absolutely ridiculous. Get in a space, create your village, get in a room with like-minded people like yourself, get on the phone, get on a Zoom call, find those women that you're seeing kicking down the doors and doing what it is that they're supposed to do. And I am absolutely sure that every woman in this room will not turn down mentoring another woman in this space.
Absolutely. So she says some very powerful things. And mentorship, sometimes we always think about the cost. We think about, oh, I can't afford that. I can't afford to go to that seminar. I can't afford a mentor. But we can afford to do our nails. We can afford to do our hair. We can afford to do so many other things. But guess what? Whatever you value is where you're going to put your treasure. So if you want to grow, you have to make the investment. Although not all mentorship requires a financial investment. But sometimes you have to do that. Just putting that nugget out there. That is awesome. Please.
What Ambassador has said. And it's so strange I'm calling you Ambassador because we speak all the time. But limitless leadership is rooted in lived experiences. Y'all watch me today. Gone from a wheelchair, come 9 steps, got to a stage, tried to figure out how to get up. But what happened? Exactly what she spoke about, collaboration.
Yes.
Person stepped in to figure out how are we going to do this. Those who know me know I'm Speedy Gonzalez with my crutches. I move in and groove in. But I myself had an accident. I myself rebuilding of how I show up and how I represent and how I follow through. And so for me, this question was so personal when I was writing my response. Because when you have to or had to rebuild your body and career, limits lose their power. I approach growth through collaboration by aligning with partners who share the values. Not just the vision, because you're going to have the vision. And for a lot of us, if we don't write the vision down, the vision will fly away. Absolutely. But when, as the Asante spoke about, you find those core values and those persons who share that with you, you will recognize every new market, every new idea is an opportunity to do what? To demonstrate how inclusion and innovation works. So if anything you take away from me today, it doesn't matter if you're sitting in a wheelchair, you have no sight, no hearing, if you have to use a pair of crutches, If you have to decide to sit off a stage to speak, showing up is important. Your voice is valued. And like Carlos says, your seat's right there waiting for you. It may not look like the pretty chairs you're sitting in. It may have wheels. It may be holding you up because you can't support your torso anymore, but it's still yours.
Yes, yes. Oh. Powerhouses, let's hear it. That's powerful right there. Oh my gosh. Anybody else want to tackle that question?
So for me, I would say start with God, stay with God, and finish with God. When you start a new business, initially you have this fire like none other. And I'm going to speak from personal experience being a young Black female entrepreneur in an industry that is dominated by men. Challenges will arise. Your competitors will literally tell you to your face, we do not expect you to last more than X, Y, Z. But when you go to God and God gives you something, as Carlos said, what your name is on, nobody can take from you. So you have to stick to it. You have to build determination. You need to know when to pivot. You have to seek wise counsel, so you build a community. You cannot do anything alone. You need a community. You need a team. Embrace it. Take it on. Face your challenges head on. Be honest with yourself. Just because something did not work out as you initially planned doesn't mean it's necessarily a failure. Look at that and you go at it again. You say, how can I do this differently? What can I do differently? What wise counsel can I seek differently? Maybe I need to invest differently. Maybe I need to change my plan. Sometimes you have to start over from scratch, even in the beginning. People make it seem like you have to be 10 years and 15 years. And sometimes it could be 2-3 weeks in and you realize, okay, you know what? This is not going to work in the long haul. Let me start over. It saves yourself a lot of headache in the long run. Do not limit yourself. I always tell myself, God does bigger than you could possibly think or imagine. Give yourself the most ridiculous expectations and go after it. So that way, if you do fall, you more than likely will fall beyond the initial expectation that you had. But go for it. Nothing is out of your reach. God does not give us vision that we cannot handle. So go for it. Learn, pray, learn, pivot, build a community. I can't stress that enough. Oftentimes we think because God gave me this vision, only me one can do it. That is not true. There are people with other resources that you not carry that will add to you and that will make your journey so much easier. So that would be for me. So start with God, stay with God, and finish with God.
Amen. Let the church say amen to that. Okay.
You said something so powerful. I think that the best secret sauce you can ever have is to be underestimated. The best secret sauce you can ever have in business is to be underestimated. When they think you're to this, to that, to this, you won't be that. Because what that does is it allows you to play your hand from a position of strength.
Yes.
And it takes the pressure of performance off of you. And what it means is through God's direction, through your own will, determination, you can achieve your goals. And it won't be to prove anything to anyone else. It will be because nothing was expected of you anyway.
Yes.
And I think sometimes we put so much pressure on ourselves. And I obviously have the blessing to be married to an entrepreneur. My wife, Anastasia Palacios, is extremely successful in what she does. And so we spend a lot of time journeying. And a big part of it is, especially on the international stage, you are immediately looked at or put into a box of comparison, a box of limits. And so what I regularly remind her is, you take that box and you use that to build your house on top of it. And the house should be built using the things that have been passed on from all of the women who have been a part of your life. From your grandmother who struggled as in the Bluff Eleuthera to your other grandmother who made straw in the straw market, you are building on the legacy of excellence that's been set by women before you. We come from a generation and a people of entrepreneurs. Remember, when we came out of slavery, all we could do was survive.
That's right.
When we came through majority rule, all you could do is get your little taxi cab license, go try sell your little straw bag, and try to do what it takes. So this whole idea that we have to work for someone, conform to someone else's expectations, is really just a part of more recent generations. If we go back to the fact that our grandparents, great-grandmothers, great-grandfathers made it, they paid the bills, they put the foundation in place so we could sit in this air-conditioned room looking as beautiful as you are today.
Yeah.
So take that foundation, build on those values, learn, mentor, like we've heard from the ambassador and Aaron shared, and you will guarantee to have success. It won't necessarily look how you think it does, but it will be success because either you will have a lesson from the shortcoming, sometimes called failure, or you will have continued growth from achieving those goals. But remember that you, once again, should always not stress about being underestimated. It's a position of strength. Play it to win. Play it to win. Thank you.
Whoa. And to that I will say, Sila. Sila. Nothing else is necessary for me to say on that. Ladies, this has been a powerhouse, another powerhouse session. We have heard from these powerhouses that resilience is important. Turning the tables is important. It is our portion to turn the tables, to kick them down. Understand that we have a place in the room, and that's our room that nobody else can fill. And we've also heard that innovation is necessary for us to go to the next step. Let's give it up for this powerhouse panel. Y'all not responding the way they presented now. Come on. Thank you very much. I myself have grown from this. Thank you very much. Okay, so coming now is Blair Evans, and she's going to lead you into another activity.
All right, good afternoon, ladies. Thank you so much for still being here with us. So in the interest of time, we are still gonna go ahead with our little game challenge, but we're gonna do it a little bit differently. So you'll see on your tables, there are a few cards. So I want you to look at it with your group and choose one card that you and your group would like to answer that prompt for. So you're only choosing one of the 6. And you'll see that these 6 relate to the 6 pillars that we've been talking about today and the 6 that you've been doing during your training course online. So once you choose one, I'm going to give you 5 minutes in your groups to come up with your answer to the prompt. All right, and then we're going to ask a couple of you to stand and share your answers once that 5 minutes is up, okay? And there are some markers in the middle of the table if you want to write down your answers. You want to sit right there? This one is open. Yeah. All right, everyone has their card chosen? Yes? Okay, see some people still deciding. All right, show of hands for the tables that have chosen their prompt. Okay, see one at the back. Gonna give you another 30 seconds to choose one. Okay, we're gonna start the 5-minute timer. I hope you've chosen your prompts. All right, so your 5 minutes starts now. All right, ladies, 2 more minutes remaining.
Okay, time is up. We're going to keep this moving along, powerhouses. Hello. Everybody shout back at me. I am a powerhouse. Okay, now we're ready to go. Y'all are with me. I need 3 persons to come up here, 1 to represent your table. The first 3 people that get up here, I'm here waiting for you. That's 1. We need 2 more. You need to come. Awesome. Hey, how are you?
I'm good.
That's 2, and this is 3. We have 3 already. We have 3. Ladies, we just heard. No, we already have 3. We have 3. We have 3. Y'all, guess what? Y'all heard it on the panel that this entrepreneurship thing, man, we gotta move. This takes action. We can't be thinking, but moving. We gotta move. We have competitors in the marketplace, right? We have clients waiting for us. When the call comes, move. These 3 are up. Okay, so why are you up here? Here's what's going to happen. I need everybody's attention, please. Pause. Pause. These 3 persons are up here representing their table. And the first thing, this is your instruction. You are going to tell the audience which pillar your table decided on. And then you're going to read your answer. And then you would have done your job. Okay?
Good morning, everybody. My name is Ivanique, and I'm from the lovely table. Hey, girl. Okay. So we decided to use the pillar customer experience. So our prompt was, what made your brand customer experience stand out, and how did you stay connected to your customers as you scale? So we didn't realize we didn't have much time to talk, so we had like a lot of stuff. So I'm just going to talk about 1 or 2 right quick. So we understand what making our product and services is different. That is how we create that customer experience, because if we understand what it is you guys want, we can tailor that product or that service to what exactly that customer needs. So we understanding that, putting our little secret niche on it in conjunction to what you need, we provide that service that actually is going to meet that solution, or pretty much give you that solution what you need. So our next aspect was, how do you stay connected to your customer service as we scale? Yeah, we had like 2 on it. So how do we stay connected? So we understand we're in the digital age, and we know social media and communication, AI is here. So we understand that us being able to always have that customer feedback loop, meaning that I connect with you today, I sell a product to you today, anywhere between 15, 20 days, we're following up. How did that product actually meet your need? If it didn't, please let us know. How can we improve that? Because at the end of the day, we want you to always understand the value for your money. It's like top tier, because we're not going to spend our money again if, So I'm sorry I'm talking kind of fast, but just understanding that we want you to always know that when you walk away with a product, you feel fulfilled, that we actually brought that service to you, and then we hope to see you again.
I love it. Now, for some reason, 1 person went, but I still see 3 people. I know we only have 3. But guess what? Grace is sufficient. Grace. Come. Grace is sufficient.
Okay. Good. What time it is? Afternoon. I'm from the table of wave ladies. So we actually picked the same question. What made your brand's customer experience stand out, and how did it stay connected to your customers and as you scaled? So what we talked about was the love that we put into our product, okay? We talk about the quality of ingredients and meeting the demand of our clients, okay? The branding, okay? We provide not only a product, but an experience. Our presence in the community. We also talk about staying on top of social media, Facebook, Instagram, whatever else is out there, okay? Via our website. okay? And we like to get our feedback from our customers. That is very important, so we'll know how to pivot. If something isn't right, we'll know how to move on and make our brand better.
Excellent. Customer is king.
Hi, good morning. My name is Ramirez. I am from the table with the beautiful ladies that are thinkers. I need that energy. Thank you very much. Okay, so we decided to go with the branding prompt that said, how did your Bahamian identity strengthen your presence or strengthen your global brand presence? So we have a few businesses at the table. However, we were blessed to have a company that offers straw goods. So as you know, Bahamians are known for their resilience and community when it comes to making our products. So we decided to capitalize on our trademark fabrics, our natural products like the coconut bark, the seashells, and we will put emphasis that it came from the beaches because our tourists, when they visit here, they want something from the beaches. We incorporate those into our designs, and they are sold on a web store that's accessible internationally and also in boutiques in various tourist destinations that are branded with that Bahamian logo on it because, you know, when you visit somewhere, you want that trinket that's going to remind you where exactly I got this from. A jacket is a lot different than a jacket that's tied, made in the Bahamas. Thank you.
Love that, love that. Okay, Miss Grace, come.
Hi, everybody. I'm from the table from the back, and we were definitely having an argument that I did not have to be up here, but they were saying they pushed me up here, they forced me. So I came. So I didn't write an answer. We were so busy getting to know each other at the table, but the card that I just chose would made your brand's customer experience stand out, etc. And the business, I work in the service industry, and relationship management is so important. I still retain customers that I've had from over 12 years ago, and I'm pretty sure it's because I have real conversations with them every week or every month, just to even check in on my customers sometimes to see how they're doing beyond them purchasing products from me. And I feel like that would help in any service industry outside of feedback, reviews, how to pivot. Relationships are number one, and really being honest, personable with your customers all the time. My customers feel like they know me, that we are actually friends, and that's my answer. That's how my customer experience stand out. People. Yeah.
Relationship, relationship, relationship. Let's hear it for these brave women representing their tables, these powerhouses, right? So we are at the point where we are about to wrap up this segment. And just a few reminders. We are going to be going into the lunch hall very soon, but just a few things. On the outside, you will see a whole myriad of tables. This is about networking. Find someone who you didn't come here with. Find someone who you never met before. Sit down and have lunch with them. You never know, right? Collaboration will take you to the next level. You never know when you walk out here. You might have a business partner. You might have some funds. Just saying. Just saying. Outside, too, there's a photo booth. You all know we like to get our smile on. So there's a photo booth outside, and guess what else? There's Italian gelato. So this is the room where you're going to get your buffet meal, but please use this time for networking. Your network is your net worth. I can say that again. Your network, that's your net worth. So use this time. Explore, mix and mingle. Now, for those, everyone is in the room, but in case you did not scan the QR code when you entered the door, that is mandatory. That's how they know that you were here. So use this time also to make sure that you are properly accounted for. Well, that brings my role to a close. It has been amazing for me to be here with you ladies. I'm in the company of powerhouses, right? We have something in common. It is said that commonality is the thing, the glue that brings us all together. We have some things in common. I'm female. I'm an entrepreneur. The struggles, the highs, the lows that you are going through as an entrepreneur, I guarantee you, I've gone through them and still going through them, sometimes times two. So we are a team of women powerhouses all brought together by the SBDC under such great directorship. And let's give it up again to the leadership of the SBDC for their innovation. The team that organized this whole event, Blair, the rest of the team, Ariel, all of them, powerhouses. So enjoy what's left, but again, ooze everything, squeeze everything out before you walk out those doors and go back into your car. This is not the end. This is only the beginning. Love to you all, powerhouses. It's been my pleasure.
All right, so before we go into our networking mixer, just want to say a very special thank you to Ms. Patrice Taylor, our host for this morning. She was amazing. And we'd also like to say thank you to our wonderful panelists. You guys were amazing, and I'm sure we got a lot of great tidbits. All right, so in terms of the food, we're going to start with 2 tables at a time. So we'll take these first 2 tables into the room. Everyone else, you can go to the back for drinks, and then outside for networking, photo booth, and the gelato. And you can enter through these doors here in the front.